Good morning, everybody. Buenos dias. How are you feeling this morning on day 215 of the year? According to 365 Tao by Deng Ming Dao, our word for today is decline. So yesterday our word was abundance. We were talking about like reaching the zenith, reaching the peak of something. But then what happens when something reaches the top? It has to come back down. What's that word? Decline. So we're kind of going to piggyback off of yesterday's reading. I'm using a little microphone today. I've just had some comments about the quality of the audio, so I'm going to see if this makes a difference. Let me know in the comments if this is improving the listening experience. So I'm just giving it a test. We're on day 215, as I said. Our word is decline. Find that nice, quiet, and comfy place where you're not going to be disturbed for the next 15 minutes or so. Grab your book, grab your journals. If you can be outside like I am, I just got done surfing. It's a beautiful morning here this morning in Costa Rica, so take advantage of some outside time wherever you are. Get out in nature, move your body, swim, surf, run, walk, whatever it is. Connect with the natural world. Connect with yourself to be here and now, and remember that the easiest way to do that is to take some deep breaths in with long exhales out. Be here, now, and present. Open your book up to page 215 and let's start reading together on the subject of decline. Fog chills heaven to grey. Nights come earlier. Everyone knows decline, but few discern the border. Although it is summer and there are many warm months to come, it is possible to sense that the heavens are already turning downward. And this piggybacks off of what we said yesterday. When we reach the top, what have we got to do? Go back down. It's the cycle, right? Nothing stays on top forever, but the good thing is nothing stays on bottom forever either. You're just going to cycle through, and it's just going to be a continuation of that always and forever. It is possible to sense that the heavens are already turning downward. Nearly imperceptibly, the fruit is ripening on the trees and the nights are lengthening once again. It is too early to talk of autumn, fall, and yet the next season is on its way because everything is in its cycle. Why do we never prepare for decline? We all realize that it is a valid phenomenon. We know about the fall of empires, the aging of heroes, the lessening of our own skill. But we are not always aware of its approach. We often realize too late that we are in a period of decline, and so we are unprepared. It takes a wise person to perceive the moment when things begin to change. So take a moment to think about that sentence. That's a really poignant one. It takes a wise person to perceive the moment when things begin to change, because that's kind of the turning of the cycle, right? Something's been going a certain way for a long time, and then click, something starts to change. And as it says here, it takes a wise person to be able to discern that. Summer does not just fade away in a day. Our actions must accord with the times. Just as the decline of summer is gradual, so too should our actions be commensurate with the pace of change. Even though decline may be approaching, we must gauge how quickly or slowly events are moving. If we are too hasty, like someone who notices the first cool breeze and immediately dons winter clothing, we will be overreacting. It is important to think of decline as something natural and inevitable. Therefore, there should be no emotional values attached to it. It simply happens, and that is all. Wow, so that's a beautiful passage about really acceptance, right? Accepting that things, as it says here, without emotionals or anything attached to it, it's simply going to happen. So you just have to allow it to happen because that's what's happening, and that's all. Try not to put too much emotional meaning or value on it. Just allow things to happen in their own time, because everything is constantly moving through a cycle in this life. But as it says here, be wise and use your discernment to understand when that change is coming. When things are going really, really well, appreciate them, love them, enjoy that time when everything is abundant and wonderful. But also don't be so swept up in how amazing that part of the cycle is that you forget that the antithesis of that is also on its way. Things are always going to turn back around, and that's both a good and a bad thing. Well, actually, it just is, right? It simply happens, as it says here. So I invite you to reread this in your own time. Perhaps have a think about where you're at in the cycle of certain things in your life today. That could be your journaling prompt. You might just want to sit and think about where you're at in the cycle, where you're at right now, and what's coming next so that you can be prepared, as it says here, and use your discernment to look forward to that. Thank you so much for being here for 215 days so far of this year. I love starting the mornings with you, and I will check in with you tomorrow.